Hello peeps, how you doing? I'm doing okay. I hope you're looking after yourself well in these strange times and the days aren't all merging into one, as I feel often in lockdown because I live alone and sometimes I'm motivated, but oftentimes I am not. And I woke up this morning and I was thinking, I've got all this time at the moment, but it won't last forever. And am I using it to the best of my capabilities or something? And I thought, well, with the law of attraction, the law of assumption, I am not. And it often happens that I get to the end of the day and I think, I didn't say once I am, fill in the gap, something about my future dream. And there's no distraction of work at the moment. We could all, maybe you are doing this, maybe it's me, but we could all be using this time to do that, to really assume that we are the person we want to be, that we have achieved our dream. It's still working despite the coronavirus. It doesn't stop. So why not do that more every day and really prove that it's true? And I did remember that in the book of James, in the Bible, it says about being doers of the word and not hearers only. And I think that happens with me a lot, and I think a lot of people as well, where we like to read about it and listen to the teachings, but we often forget to put it into practice. So I thought I'd read you a bit from my usual book, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. And I found the scripture from James in here. It's in chapter 18, and the chapter is called Be Ye Doers. So I'll just read a bit from that. I hope you like it. Be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man, beholding his natural face in a glass, and goeth his way. And straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continue therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. And that's James chapter 1, verses 22 to 25. So, being a doer rather than a hearer, because we do forget straight away. It's saying, he who looks at his natural face in a glass and goes on his way and straight away forgets what kind of man he is, because you can't see your face. And we forget the assumption we've made about ourselves, the person that we want to be, the dream that we want to have fulfilled in the future. Instead of thinking, oh, I am this person and it's just a fact, I've done it. I am this person in the future. Everything's great. Relaxed assumption. We forget. And that's something to do with our nature as human beings, and we shouldn't beat ourselves up about it. It's natural to us. So just know that you need to remind yourselves often, and don't trust your flesh. You've got to, don't trust your memories. You've got to do the work yourself. And if that means sticking reminders on the wall so you see it as soon as you get up, if that works for you, do it. Do whatever you think will work for you. I used to stick things up. I still do, actually. But after a while, I don't notice them anymore. So I need to change it. But it does work for a while. Anyway, just get some water. Do you like my Snoopy t-shirt, by the way? I like Snoopy. The word in this quotation means idea, concept, or desire. You deceive yourself by hearing only, when you expect your desire to be fulfilled through mere wishful thinking. Your desire is what you want to be, and looking at yourself in a glass is seeing yourself in imagination as that person. Forgetting what manner of man you are is failing to persist in your assumption. Sorry, it just went slow then. It was really weird. The film was going slow and I was like, no, my face is awful. The perfect law of liberty is the law which makes possible liberation from limitation. I like that, liberation from limitation. We need to liberate ourselves because we do limit ourselves too much. And there's no limit in the imagination. Whatever you can imagine, you can achieve. You have to just keep believing that. To continue in the perfect law of liberty is to persist in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. You are not a forgetful hearer when you keep the feeling of your wish fulfilled constantly alive in your consciousness. It's a tall order, but we can do it. This makes you a doer of the work, and you are blessed in your deed by the inevitable realization of your desire. So we have to keep that feeling of the wish fulfilled. And we can do that by, in the morning, just getting into a routine where you imagine yourself as you would be if your dream was fulfilled. How would you feel? In fact, we often think about like an act that would suggest our desire was fulfilled. And that's really good. And we should go over that over and over again. And that brings the feeling of the wish fulfilled to us, which is really important. But we don't often imagine ourselves as the new concept. I don't anyway. And we can do that by seeing the future self in front of you. Like, how would you change if you achieved your dream? And my first thoughts are that I would be a lot more confident in myself because the evidence would be there that I've made it, and that can only make you more confident, more content, more happy, more relaxed, coming from a place of success. So building on something, walking taller, just embracing life more. And these are all things that I should be doing now. And that's the thing, you've got to do it now, and then it brings it into being. So just imagine how confident would you be if you achieved your dream. And you see that person, that future self in front of you, and then you step into it and you're seeing through your future self's eyes and just feeling really great and using the feeling of the wish fulfilled as well. But you're just like, you're living in the new concept as well. You're imagining through how you will be in the future. And it's really important because throughout our lives, we've all changed in different ways. We're not the same people that we were when we were children. There's something that stays the same. Our essence, our consciousness. There's something in me that's definitely the same and that hasn't changed at all. And that's what I consider my true self to be. But the personality, some of it's similar, but there's so many changes we go through, so many experiences in life that we change so much. So imagine yourself to be different. That's one thing that people forget. They just think, oh, imagine the dream, but they don't think that they would have changed as well. So do that. Anyway, I digress as usual. You must be doers of the law of assumption, for without application, the most profound understanding will not produce any desired result. So you got to practice it. That's it. Frequent reiteration and repetition of important basic truths runs through these pages. Yes. Where the law of assumption is concerned, the law that sets man free, this is a good thing. It should be made clear again and again, even at the risk of repetition. The real truth seeker will welcome this aid in concentrating his attention upon the law which sets him free. So we need to keep repeating the message to ourselves, because even if we understand it intellectually, we forget. And so every day, every single day. The parable of the master's condemnation of the servant who neglected to use the talent given him is clear and unmistakable. Having discovered within yourself the key to the treasure house, you should be like the good servant, who by wise use multiplied by many times the talents entrusted to him. The talent entrusted to you is the power to consciously determine your assumption. The talent not used, like the limb not exercised, withers and finally atrophies. What you must strive after is being. In order to do, it is necessary to be. The end of yearning is to be. It's like resting in that relaxed state again. Just not grasping after anything, but just you are what you want to be already. And you just need to rest in that, and it will become natural. Your concept of yourself can only be driven out of consciousness by another concept of self. By creating an ideal in your mind, you can identify yourself with it until you become one and the same with the ideal, thereby transforming yourself into it. The dynamic prevails over the static, the active over the passive. One who is a doer is magnetic and therefore infinitely more creative than any who merely hear. Be among the doers. I like it. So we've got to just be what we're striving after to be, and stop striving and be. Just be. We're all in a play in this world, and we're the main actor. God is the only actor in the play, and he's manifesting in all these different forms, different human beings and personalities, and experiencing the world in different ways. But we see each other as separate because we've forgotten who we truly are. It's so weird, but it's true. And you feel that sometimes. I feel that if I ever hurt somebody, I hurt myself. And you can think at first, yeah, but it's because I'm really sensitive. Yes, you're sensitive, but it really is that you're hurting yourself. And that's why you feel it so acutely. So, what can I say now? The gift of mind and speech is two most important gifts we possess. The gift of mind and speech in this world. So we can use the mind to imagine, and that's how we create, that's how we bring things into the world. And speech is creation as well. Jesus is the Word of God, and God created through the Word. So everything is created through him. And we have the Word within us. And the Word is speech as well. So we use that speech and we bring our dream into being. So I've said about walking into the person that you want to be. I think Neville Goddard has spoken about this a few times when he spoke about the scientist. He was called Millikan. I've mentioned him before, and he's mentioned in a few of Neville Goddard's talks. And he became a really famous, successful scientist who contributed a lot to the world. He was an American scientist. But he started off, and he came from a very poor background. And I remember Neville Goddard telling the story. One day, he just shut himself into a room, and for the whole day, he just said this one line that he'd constructed, which gave him everything that he wanted to be, because he knew that the mind is the most powerful thing. And he didn't even have water, I think. He was just saying this over and over again, no food, no water. And it was, I have a lavish, steady, dependable income, consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. I think that's really great. He's got everything in there. You can learn it off by heart, as I've said before on YouTube, with LSD. Lavish, steady, dependable. So I have a lavish, steady, dependable income, consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. So you're not doing anything that would compromise your values, and you are giving back to others as well. So it's not selfish, but you gain the means you need for life to achieve your dreams. I'm not going to shut myself in a room and have no water for the whole day. Maybe I should just see what Millikan went through, because it worked. He became very, very rich, and he contributed a lot to society. So I think sometimes when people talk about winning the lottery, if you say, "Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire when I'm older, even older," and they say, do you enter the lottery? And I think, no. And it's not that I wouldn't turn it down, don't get me wrong. I'd be very happy to win the lottery. But imagine you have a choice. You can win the lottery, or you can earn your own money through achieving something really great in life. Some people would choose the lottery, actually. They just want the quick fix. But how much more satisfying would it be if you actually made your fortune and you helped others with it as well? It'd be fantastic. I was imagining if I won the lottery, it would still be like, it'd be great. It'd be really great. It would be freedom. But I'd still be wanting to achieve my dream and show I could do it. It just wouldn't be so much about money then. It would be, I just want to do it. So go for your dream. Don't rely on the lottery. It's not that you can't do it, but better if you can do it through your talents. So I hope you liked that. I didn't really know what I was going to say, as per usual, but I want to be a doer, not a hearer only. So I'm going to call it something like that. I'll try and do a few more of these clips. And hello to Cynthia. Thank you for your positive messages. And I'm going to get out in the garden soon. I'll try and get out one morning when it's sunny before the neighbours come out and record out there, because it's much nicer. Okay, so that's it. Nice to record again, and I'll get back into a routine with these and hopefully give you useful tips, and me too. So take care of yourselves, and really look forward to hearing from you, because I am all alone here. So please contact me. Bye.